The summer of 1999 was brutally hot in Millstone County, the kind of heat that made tempers short and secrets heavy. On a back road near the river, a young woman named Hannah Cole was found dead in her car. The windows were smashed, her belongings scattered, and the engine still ticking when the first patrol car arrived. The case should have been easy to solve. There were fingerprints on the door handle, a trail of footprints leading into the woods, and even a partial DNA sample taken from a cigarette but near the scene. But none of that ever made it to the evidence locker, because the officer in charge, Detective Raymond Holt, decided it wouldn't. Raymond had been on the force for nearly 15 years. People in Millstone trusted him. They called him Ray, the one who always gets results. But the truth was darker. Raymond had debts, gambling debts, and he'd recently been seen with a man named Eddie Vance, a known drug runner. When the forensic team bagged the evidence that could have linked Eddie to Hannah's murder, Raymond quietly lost it. He claimed it had been contaminated. The report vanished. The cigarette butt was tossed in the trash. Within weeks, the case went cold. Hannah's parents moved away, broken and defeated, and Raymond got promoted. Time moved on. By 2021, Raymond Holt was retired, living alone in a lakeside cabin, nursing arthritis and old regrets he never spoke about. He'd tell the few friends who visited that he didn't miss the job, but every time he saw a police cruiser pass, his stomach tightened. Across the state, however, something had changed. A new cold case unit had been formed, equipped with advanced DNA technology that could analyze samples smaller than a grain of salt. When the old evidence logs were digitized, Hannah Cole's unsolved case appeared again, with a note that said, "Sample destroyed, 1999. Only not everything had been destroyed. A retired lab tech, Marjorie Dean, had kept a single backup swab. She'd taken it home by mistake all those years ago, labeled and sealed. When she heard about the new unit, she sent it in. In 2022, the DNA database returned a hit, not to Eddie Vance, who had died in prison 10 years earlier, but to someone else. Someone whose genetic profile was flagged as belonging to law enforcement. It was a partial familial match, meaning the suspect was related to a police officer. The investigators ran the search again. The match grew stronger, and one name appeared, Raymond Holt. At first, they thought it was a mistake. Holt had never been accused of violence. His record was spotless. But when they obtained a court order to collect DNA from a discarded coffee cup at a local diner, the results were undeniable, a 100% match. The knock on Raymond's cabin door came early one morning. He opened it wearing an old flannel shirt and the same badge he used to polish for years. The lead investigator, Detective Lena Morris, spoke calmly. "Mr. Holt, we need to talk about the Hannah Cole case." For a moment, he didn't react. Then his eyes flickered, the smallest sign of recognition. They told him about the DNA match, the coffee cup, the sample, the evidence that wasn't supposed to exist. Raymond didn't deny it. He just sat down at his kitchen table and stared out the window. "You have no idea," he said softly. "No idea what that night cost me." According to Raymond's later confession, he'd gone to the scene alone that night, before the other officers arrived. He found Hannah already dead, and standing near her car was Eddie Vance, his debt collector. Eddie told him to make it disappear, or his family would have an accident. So Raymond complied. He destroyed the cigarette, but that had Eddie's DNA, filed a false report, and closed the case. In exchange, Eddie cleared his debt. But here's where fate turned. During that cover-up, Raymond accidentally cut his own hand on the car door. His blood, his DNA, ended up on the evidence swab that Marjorie had saved. The very thing that tied him to the crime scene wasn't his guilt for murder, but his guilt for protecting the real killer. In court, Raymond's confession stunned everyone. He admitted to obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, and falsifying reports. At 70 years old, he was sentenced to 12 years in federal prison, effectively the rest of his life. Before being led away, he turned to Hannah's photo displayed in the courtroom and whispered, "I couldn't save you, but maybe this makes it right." Detective Lena Morris later told reporters, "It's rare that a case solves itself, but in a way it did. The truth was always there. waiting for technology and time to catch up. The cold case unit re-examined dozens of other investigations handled by Raymond Holt. 2 more were reopened. In both, critical evidence had been lost. Hannah's parents, now living quietly in Oregon, said they never hated Raymond. They just wished he'd told the truth sooner. The case of Detective Raymond Holt became a lesson for every officer who thought power meant control. For every file misplaced, every detail ignored, every shortcut taken, time has a way of finding what's buried. It wasn't science alone that solved the case. It was conscience, and the simple, stubborn truth that no secret stays hidden forever. He thought he'd buried his mistake forever, but in the end, his own blood told the story he tried to erase. You can destroy evidence, but you can't destroy truth. Sometimes, it's not the killer who haunts a case. It's the silence left behind. But what do you think? Did Raymond Holt deserve forgiveness for finally telling the truth? Or was justice too late to matter? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if stories like this keep you thinking long after they end, make sure to subscribe so you never miss another story where truth fights to be heard.